When it comes to starting an LLC, Missouri is a hidden gem. Filing online costs just $50, and when you compare that to states like Massachusetts, you'll have to shell out $500 to begin. Even better, Missouri is one of only 4 states that doesn't require annual reports, which saves you hundreds or even thousands of dollars over time. The tax perks are solid too. If you're in manufacturing, for instance, Missouri exempts you from the state's sales tax on equipment, materials, and utilities used in production. Plus, there's no franchise or privilege tax, and the state's central location makes shipping to much of the US faster and cheaper. So in short, Missouri offers low startup costs, almost no ongoing fees, and a pro-business environment that keeps things simple. So now that you know why the state is a standout choice, let's go ahead and walk through exactly how to start your Missouri LLC step by step. But I should say, before we jump in too deep here, here's one thing to keep in mind. So starting your business, it should be exciting and not overwhelming. But forming an LLC on your own, that can get confusing pretty fast with all the legal forms, rules, and easy to miss details. Now, I will walk you through everything in this video, but if any part of this feels confusing, I've got a favorite LLC formation service that makes the whole process super simple and stress-free. It's guided, beginner-friendly, and only costs $39. So if you hit any bumps along the way in this video, just go ahead and click right up here to get step-by-step help setting up your LLC the easy way. All right, so picking your LLC name is one of the most exciting parts of starting your business, but Missouri has a few rules that you'll need to follow. So first, the name must include limited liability company or an abbreviation like LLC, LLC, LC, or LC. So for example, Riverfront Designs would need to be Riverfront Designs LLC or Riverfront Designs Limited Liability Company. Second, it has to be unique. So Missouri doesn't allow names that could easily be confused with another existing business in the state. So small tweaks like adding, the, or changing plurals or switching word order, it won't make it unique enough. So creativity is key. So for example, if Gateway Motors LLC exists, the Gateway Motors LLC won't pass. Now to check availability, use Missouri's free business entity search tool, which is linked to in the description below, along with all the other resources that I mentioned in this video. Now, if your name is available, great. You can go ahead and move forward. Now, you can also reserve it for $25 to hold it for 60 days if you aren't ready to file all paperwork yet. But most people, they will skip and then lock it in automatically by filing their articles of organization at the same time. So once you've got your perfect business name, you're ready for the next critical step, which is choosing your registered agent. And this is the person or company that will be your LLC's point of contact with the state. And trust me, picking the right one matters way more than most new business owners realize. So let's break down why. So your LLC in Missouri must have a registered agent, which is a person or a business with a physical street address in the state who's available during normal business hours to accept legal notices and important documents. There's no PO boxes allowed, and there must be an actual physical location where documents can be delivered in order to be legit. Now, you could technically be your own registered agent. That is possible, but that means that your name and your address, they become public information. And you have to be available at that address during all business hours all the time. So if you travel, work odd hours, or just kind of want to keep your home address private, a professional service may be your best choice. So for Missouri, my top pick is Northwest Registered Agent. They're known for their outstanding customer service, for privacy protection, and transparent pricing. With Northwest, your personal address really does stay off public records because you use theirs, which means that you'll have less junk mail and more privacy for you and your family. Plus, Northwest only charges $39 to go ahead and help form your LLC. And if you're interested in that, you can click right up here to check them out, or just click the link in the description. Now, appointing a solid registered agent is crucial for staying compliant and avoiding missed legal notices, which could spell trouble for your business. Now, once that's all handled, you're ready for the fun part, which is making your LLC official in the eyes of the state. And that's where the articles of organization come in. So this is the step where your LLC officially comes to life in the eyes of the state, right? In Missouri, you'll file your articles of organization with the Secretary of State. So the easiest way is online, which costs only $50 and is usually processed the same day. Now you can also file by mail for $105, but it can take several business days or weeks, and it's just more expensive. Now the form is actually really straightforward and pretty easy to fill out. So you'll provide your LLC's name, the name and address of your registered agent, whether your LLC is managed by members or managers, and the name of the person that's filing. Now, Missouri keeps things simple, so you won't need to list all the members' names like some states that do require that. And once approved, you'll receive a stamped copy confirming your LLC is now an official legal entity. And this document is important, so make sure to keep it with your business records and in a folder somewhere, right? Now, with your LLC now officially formed, the next step is to protect how your business runs internally. And that means drafting your operating agreement, which is more important than most new owners realize. So an operating agreement is basically the instruction manual for your LLC, right? It spells out how your business will be managed, how profits will be shared, and what happens if a member leaves or the business closes. Now, even though Missouri, they don't require you to file this document with the state, having one is highly, highly recommended. And in some cases, legally, it's very wise as well. It helps prevent disputes by putting everyone's roles, their rights, and their responsibilities in writing, especially if you have multiple members. Now, for single member LLCs, it's also important because it reinforces your business as a separate legal entity, which can really help you out and protect you and your personal assets if you ever get sued or anything like that. Now, once that's all in place, you've handled the internal side of your LLC. So next, let's tackle an important step with the IRS, which is getting your EIN so that you can hire employees, open a bank account, and keep your business finances completely separate from your personal funds. An employer identification number, or EIN, is basically your LLC's social security number for taxes, and pretty much every Missouri LLC should get one, even if you don't plan on hiring employees right away. You'll use your EIN to open a business bank account, set up your payroll, and file federal or state tax returns. Now, applying is simple. You can just hop on the IRS website and fill out the online form. It's free. It takes really a few minutes to fill out, and you'll get your number instantly after you're done. Now, if you're a multi-member LLC or have employees, the IRS requires an EIN there as well. Now, even for single-member LLCs without employees, most banks, they want an EIN before opening a business bank account, and it helps keep, again, your personal information private. And once you've got your EIN, you're ready to handle Missouri state taxes. So let's go ahead and look at what registrations you need to keep your LLC legit with the state. So after getting your EIN approved, right, the next step is making sure that your LLC is set up for Missouri state taxes. Now, most businesses, they do this by filing the Missouri Tax Registration Application, which is Form 2643, with the Department of Revenue. Now, if you sell goods or taxable services, you'll need to register for sales tax. Missouri's base rate is 4.225%, but local rates can add more depending on your location. And if you're selling online to Missouri customers, well, you may still need to collect and remit sales tax. If you hire employees, you must register for employer withholding tax to handle state income tax from paychecks, and you may also need unemployment insurance tax through the Department of Labor. Now, Form 2643 lets you register for all required state taxes in one shot. You just select the taxes that apply to your business and file online for faster approval. And this part is a bit of a pain in the butt, but once it's all figured out properly, you're good to go. So once your tax setup is done, you're ready for the next step, which is opening a business bank account to keep your personal and business finances separate, which is always recommended. A dedicated business bank account keeps your LLC's finances completely separate from your personal money, which is essential for legal protection and easier taxes too. So most banks require your articles of organization, your EIN, and an operating agreement. Some may also request your Missouri tax registration certificate. So just call ahead so that you know exactly what to bring. And when choosing a bank, compare fees, online tools, and any perks for small businesses like sign-up bonuses or free payment processing. Now, you might be surprised at how easy this is because I remember when I started my first business, my business credit line was about triple what my personal credit line was, which was amazing to me. But once it's all open, run all your business income and expenses through this account. This not only keeps your records clean, but also reinforces your LLC's legal separation, which is huge with the IRS and courts if you ever get sued. Now, with your banking set up, you're ready for the final step, which is understanding every startup and ongoing cost of running your Missouri LLC so that there are no surprises whatsoever. So let's go ahead and get real for a second. Most people, they stress about surprise fees and hidden costs when starting an LLC. That's why knowing exactly what you'll spend in Missouri matters. So here is a clear summary broken into your startup costs and your ongoing costs, so you're never going to be caught off guard. All right, so startup costs. So your articles of organization, this is required. Filing online is just $50. It's a one-time fee. And if you file by mail, $105. Your business name reservation, this is optional. $25 if you want to reserve your LLC name ahead of all your other paperwork filing. Now you can usually skip this and save money, right? So don't do it unless you have to. Next is a DBA, which is doing business as. So if you need a separate brand or trade name, this is optional and it costs $7. You'll know that you need it if you're aware of it. Then we have a registered agent. So this is optional, but highly, highly recommended. So assuming that you go with Northwest Registered Agent, you're looking at a cost for the first year of $39. And then local business licenses or permits. So these costs, they really vary by city and industry. You might pay anywhere from $25 to $300. So just check with your municipality to decide what's right for you. And if you file online yourself with no extras and use your own address, your startup cost, it could be just about $50 to $100 to start out. Now, if you get a registered agent, register a DBA, and need some city permits, it might bump it up to around $200 to $400 to begin. Next, let's talk about the ongoing costs. So registered agent fees. So if you use Northwest Registered Agent, you can expect to pay $125 a year to stay in compliance. Now, also there's business license renewals, right? If those are needed. So some cities require an annual renewal ranging from about $25 to $300 depending. Now for annual reports, again, Missouri doesn't require annual reports, so it's $0. And this is a huge perk, by the way. So your ongoing costs, they're definitely minimal, right? Probably around $150 to maybe $300 per year, roughly. Now the best part, Missouri's system is genuinely very budget friendly with low startup fees and nearly zero ongoing costs unless you opt for the extras. And this is a very entrepreneur friendly state compared to others. Now, again, to help you with all of this, I advise you to use a service like Northwest Registered Agent, which again, you can click right up here to check out, as they'll help you stay in compliance year after year while you focus on the most important thing, which is running a profitable business. Now, if you have any questions for me or you're a little bit confused about the process, just drop me a comment below and I'll do my absolute best to help you out as soon as possible. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.